like it never ends. Back again, square one. Tried to leave myself behind, looking for a better place, not to stay alone. Gain our trust and you chose to break it. Ask for truth but you only fake it. Thought you said what we had was sacred. It's all lies, all lies. I was broken and isolated, but inside held the fire waiting. Not a word that you say can save this, so don't try, 'cause this time you crossed the line. Didn't think I'd go this far, but here we are, the end. Now you're just a lesson learned, a slowly fading memory, so I can breathe again. Gain our trust and you chose to break it. Ask for truth but you only fake it. Thought you said what we had was sacred. It's all lies, all lies. I was broken and isolated, but inside held the fire waiting. Not a word that you say can save this, so don't cry, 'cause this time you crossed the line. Turned. Didn't think I'd go this far, but here we are, the end. Now you're just a lesson learned, a slowly fading memory, so I can breathe again. Gain our trust and you chose to break it. Ask for truth but you only fake it. Thought you said what we had was sacred. It's all lies, all lies. I was broken and isolated, but inside held the fire waiting. Not a word that you say can save this, so don't try, 'cause this time you crossed the line. Turned. Didn't think I'd go this far, but here we are, the end. Now you're just a lesson learned, a slowly fading memory, so I can breathe again. Gain our trust and you chose to break it. Ask for truth but you only fake it. Thought you said what we had was sacred. It's all lies, all lies. I was broken and isolated, but inside held the fire waiting. No
That's a good start. I'm coughing already. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we were going to conclude Alan Wake's American Nightmare, but due to the popular vote we're going to switch over to Putt-Putt. As that seems to be, the one of the top games at the moment, so I'll just exit the game for us. What? Did you not vote for that, Chrissy? Oh, it's okay. I'll tab out of it. I just put it on because I'd already preloaded Alan Wake for you. But I'll close this and we'll launch Putt-Putt and get that fired up. Anyway, today is the conclusion, if my voice holds out. The conclusion of Alan Wake American Nightmare. So this is Act 3. Yeah, it's been outvoted. Yeah. So today we'll see the conclusion of all of the things, because Alan Wake's been through the loop twice now. So this is his third time through to put the pieces together to break out of it, so that he can free himself from the darkness. And get rid of Mr. Scratch, who is the sort of embodiment of it's sort of like the world's public view of Alan Wake. It's kind of how everyone sort of views Alan as being this, nutter, and that's how Mr. Scratch is so nuts. But if you've been sort of like piecing together bits of the story, things that his wife's been putting together, like a special documentary, to show people the real Alan, and hopefully lead them back to the light. So I'm going to turn the desktop audio on. We want to replay scene. Normal mode. And we have Act 3.
Time folds back on itself. Again, his senses scream as the very impossibility of what is happening assaults them. But the champion of light endures. Each time he gets a little closer. Each time another detail falls into place. Now the trap works against the herald of darkness.
So back here in the desert. So what we'll do as well today is, once we have completed the game, we'll do a behind-the-scenes take of the game. Explore its open worldness. It does get a bit weird, and the second place up on top of that, if I can find it, up on top of there, we'll do that one last, because when I view that area in open world, it does tend to crash the game to the desktop. So we'll save that the examination of that area for last.
Holy shit! What are you, the King Hillbilly?
Ooh, wrong gun. Yep, the King Hillbilly. Hear the bubbling there in the Cauldron Lake. So as we're getting started, what is the current count? How close is everybody to their scarves? And have we made any selections? Or do we...
Right on cue, bubbling to the surface from untold depths, the horrors come. The emerging monsters do not expect the warm reception that has already been prepared for them.
It looks like we don't have to go to the town. But we have 154 And oh, you're almost at 80. That's not far off. So if you haven't made the choice of which one you definitely want, have you eliminated any ones that you definitely don't want? Oh, hello there, and thanks for the follow. We're just getting started on Act 3 and finishing the game. Not the red. You're not going for the red one. Right, let's turn this dial here and get that one done first. As always with this bit, I'll have to mute the game audio for a moment. Oh, did I click that there? Ah, there it goes, yeah. Oh, probably not the green ones either. There was a couple of green variants in there from what I remember. I'd have to look at the picture myself again. Right, I'm going to just mute the audio now. Because you know what YouTube's like. So you just have to imagine that there's music playing, noise of the satellite coming in, and then the explosion. And tumbling debris, everything falling over. Big booms, yep. Oh yeah, we've got to cut across this way, haven't we? Let's just dodge that. Get to the light. Right. The copyrighted music has stopped now. Oh, I had the flare gun out. Whoops. Oh, we've got one of those. Oh, we've got one of those big ones there. Hang on. Get the King Hillbilly. Ooh, not good. Right, let's get him now. Because he's lobbing stuff at us. Anyone else? How we flares? Alright, we've used up all the flares. There's normally a supply cache just over here, though, isn't there? So let's just restock momentarily. Oh. I was about to say, happy jumps. Well, what we'll have to do is, if you want the singing in, what we'll have to do is we'll just have to hop you into a call on the background there, Chrissy. And you can sing for everybody. Let's have a look through here.
Is it bad that this time I just went, oh, he's gonna be right along?
Not as long as I show up, I guess.
Is this the guy that can split himself? Ooh. Let's try and get a bit of the darkness bled off this one. One down.
It's clear now.
Oh, we've got no ammunition. Need the nail gun.
Yeah, thanks for saving me again. I'd hate to die before I'm scheduled to be murdered.
I guess I have you to thank for setting everything up at the oil derrick.
Yeah, well, I figured that if we were going to go over this again, we might as well try to be smart about it, huh?
I appreciate it. You took a big chance doing that. You okay?
What do you think? I've died twice. I remember everything pretty clearly now. You said I was gonna be okay.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, it's not your fault. I think one of those, what did you call them? The takers? I think they did something to the power and they got me that way.
I'm sorry.
but I got the keys from the dead guy in that room. And I'm not handing them over until you do something about this. I'm sick of getting killed.
Fair enough. You seem calmer now.
I tried freaking out. It didn't do much good for me. I guess you get used to the craziest stuff.
Good for you.
Plus, I figured I'd take the edge off, you know?
Mm-hmm. Those herbal supplements are pretty good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to try to explain things to you now since you're calmer, but maybe this isn't the best time after all.
Oh, shit, yeah. Better not get all metaphysical on me now. Seriously, I'm like 2 sentences away from thinking how we could all be like atoms on God's skin or something.
Or figments of somebody's imagination?
Wow. I'm just gonna try to chill out and not think about that or getting murdered or anything, if you're cool with that.
Gotcha.
Nail gun, because it's still a useful gun in the game. But yeah, I like that, just throwing that in there in casual conversation. Yeah, I'm sick of getting killed over and over again. So what we've got over here now, we need to save... So I'll save Emma by securing the fuse boxes. Ooh, one thing we haven't done this time around yet. Oh, happy jump, we've done that.
So I've been thinking about Barry. I don't know what to do about him yet. I mean, I'm not gonna keep him around, that's for sure. Al? Ugh, little parasite. Your best friend. Really? That's the best you can do. I actually kinda like the guy. He's a plucky little butterball. He plays the clown, that's a hard road to take. But I don't need him sticking his fat face in my business. Did you know he's been hanging out with the sheriff from that shitty little town? They keep in touch. Barry's about the only guy who insists that you're not dead. How about that? I might keep him alive for a while. Just to see him go to pieces when I fire his ass. Yeah.
I know, we've got to save Barry. Grab another manuscript page whilst we're at it. Oh, another page over here we've missed. Anything else? Oh, there's ammo and stuff over there, but I don't think we need that right now. So before we secure that, I'm going to run over that a bit, and we'll listen to the radio show broadcast. It's usually... Oh, there it is.
Well, art lovers, are you feeling neglected? You shouldn't. You know Eddie Rodman's got love for you, which is why I actually hauled myself out of bed before noon, just so I could record an interview for your pleasure. Enjoy. Now, as I'm sure you all know, the annual Night Springs Visual Art Show is coming around again, and that's a big deal for all of us that are in the culture business. If you can call it a business. That's a little controversial, I know.
Oh, that's okay. Money makes the world go around, no doubt about it.
And that's one of my guests here at the studio, Serena Valdivia. She's a curator at the Night Springs Gallery of Visual Arts, and she's in charge of the NSVA Film Festival, held this year at the old Night Springs Drive-In Theater.
Hello, Eddie. It's great to be here. And let me just say that it's a wonderful venue.
Absolutely. And with her is one of the filmmakers, somebody who's actually primarily known as a renowned photographer, Alice Wake.
Hello.
Now, Alice, I've seen a lot of your work over the years. It's very impressive. My wife's a big fan, actually.
Oh, thank you.
You've gained quite a bit of fame as a photographer, but that's not why you're here, right? You actually have a film. That's a little surprising.
For me, too. I really wouldn't be here at all if it weren't for Serena.
You two are friends, I take it?
Yeah, we move in the same circles. So, about a year ago, I heard about all this footage she'd shot, and I got to see some of it, and then I started pestering her about actually putting it out there, because it was really good. I didn't really want to show it. It felt too personal.
Well, yes, I can understand that. It features your husband, and he's, well...
He's dead.
I thought he was missing.
It's been 2 years. This sounds awful, but yes, I believe he's dead. Otherwise he would have, well, you know.
Yeah, I understand. Well, hold that thought, and we'll be right back.
So that's that one there done. I see something flashing up here. I don't know if it's a page or if it's it is a page. So I think we haven't really been collecting all the pages as we've been doing our little playthrough loops. Yeah, at some point, because I mean, if we were to storm through it, we could get through this in a single sitting, because it's not a particularly long game. You know, we've just been sort of like messing around, exploring for quite a lot of it. Oh, I see another page there. Of course, it'd be easier. I just got to jumped online. There's better be a map somewhere that points out where all the page locations are, because about 53 I can see on the bottom there throughout the game. We've only just got 28 of them so far. Right, let's sort out this fuse box. Oh, I don't have any flares. Back, demon. Okay, so the lights are on, so now they can't reach the panel. Yeah, the insanely unfit Alan Wake. Watch him have a heart attack as he runs across here. So I'm going to have a quick jump across to where these trucks are, because I just want to see if there's any... Actually, no, this truck over here, I think had some flares. Just because we haven't actually picked out a flare gun, not flares. Is that a flare? A couple, just so we've got a couple. In case of emergency. Anything else over here? I'm not seeing any pickups or anything laying around. Oh well, let's just drag his unfit arse back over to the... Look at him go. Right, I'm just going to get into that light, that'll dissolve them. Or maybe it's not. There we go. Restock.
Okay. I really don't think they can get to the power now.
Thank you. That's a relief. Here's the keys that you needed.
Thank you.
Hey, I have to tell you, at the diner, I went there with him. The guy who looks like you, okay? I know I said that I didn't.
Yeah, I figured. Want to talk about what happened at the diner?
There was this guy from the observatory, and he just attacked the poor dude, smashed his face into the tabletop a bunch of times. It was horrible. I didn't know that he was gonna do that. I swear. And I just ran. I just left him there. I didn't even try to help.
There was nothing you could have done. It's not your fault.
Well, He's dead in that motel room now, so excuse me if I feel pretty shitty about it anyway.
You shouldn't blame yourself.
I just didn't want to get involved. I have this tendency to just drop everything and run. I don't think I'm a bad person, but I didn't even call the cops. I'm such a coward.
If you'd called the cops, we'd have dead cops. He's not human. Do you understand? It's not your fault.
But I could have tried to stop him.
Believe me, if you had, you'd be dead. You seem to be doing a little better now.
Yeah, I guess it just got easier once I got this thing off my chest. I just feel so guilty about it, especially because I didn't pick up on any of the warning signs. I just really liked hanging out with him, you know? He was smart and charming and funny and hot. The way you could be, I guess.
I guess.
What's the deal with this guy anyway? He looks like you, he uses your name. Why does he do this stuff?
I'm not sure myself. Maybe he's just evil or my dark half. He does a lot of the stuff I'm trying really hard to get away from. Things that just messed up my life.
I guess all those murders don't help either.
Yeah, I could do without the murders and the end of the world. Listen, I need to get going.
Yeah, go. I think I'm good now, I hope.
Good luck. If it all goes well, maybe this is the last time we meet like this.
God, wouldn't that be great?
Just keep those lights on, okay?
Right, do we need to restock or anything there just before we proceed? No, rotate. No one could be as unfit as Alan Wake. He can hardly go like a few yards before he gives in. Let's have a little run up because we haven't been to the diner since the first stream. I don't know if we'll be able to actually even get in, but we'll take a look. Probably some pages lying around that we haven't picked up. Like I can just see one on the table there. Anything back here? I see flashy things, right? Just grab. I'm grabbing these things. I don't even know if flares carry over to the second zone, or if your like inventory gets reset. Grab that manuscript page. Can we go in? No. Right, let's get back and open up these motel rooms. Don't mind me, just running through. To the light. Uh-oh. That didn't go according to plan. I think it's too light here, they can't get in. Like, I don't know their royalty. I mean, have you heard Alan wheezing when he does about 100 meters here? See if we can get him run around here until he tires himself out. There he goes. Alright, let's explore the first motel room. A page. See, we kind of messed up with some of the page collections as well. I think that's the one that's got the keys in, if I remember right. Then we just need to go. This one? No pages. Right, let's crack open this one. Nothing hidden in there. That's the keys that ends the zone. Oh, are you away back to work? Trying to work too hard, and don't forget, as we always say, if all else fails, hide under the desk. They can't see you if you're hiding under the desk.
The fate of countless individuals hangs in the balance, threatened by the machinations of the Herald of Darkness. And yet, for a moment, the Champion of Light breathes a little easier. He has saved one life. For this moment, it is enough. And soon, perhaps, he can put an end to this.
So we go, first zone complete. Now we're up at the observatory.
Returning to the observatory for what he hopes is the final time, the man feels anticipation and dread in equal measure. Soon, he knows, he will have what he needs.
So I'd imagine we need to get the camera first.
Hello, I was expecting you. I've already taken care of the imaging array, but you should still look into securing the primary coolant flow. With some luck, you may be able to light the area before these things even show up.
Right, let's listen to the radio.
Thanks for tuning in for the second part of our interview with Serena Valdivia and award-winning photographer Alice Wake. Now, Alice, we were talking about your husband, Alan Wake. Is that a sore subject for you?
Well, a little bit. Of course it is. The way I see it, we had our good times and our bad times, and on the whole, we had a lot of good times. He really made me happy. I don't mind being reminded of him.
So you're over him?
I don't know if I'll ever be that, entirely. I still think about him every day, literally. I still find myself hoping for... Well, sometimes I think I see him just standing somewhere, watching me. I think most people who lose someone they love experience things like that. But on the whole, I'm doing all right. 2 years is a long time to adjust, and I'm not really the type to wallow in the negative.
Well, I know there are a lot of stories about Alan. He seemed to have something of a wild streak.
That's not really what our show is about, though. Look, all that stuff really gets blown out of proportion. He had his problems, but it's really frustrating for me because people like to talk. They love to tell these crazy stories, and they never really knew him at all.
Well, the character he created, Alex Casey, is a household name. The books still continue to sell. There's been talk of a TV series, a movie, a video game. Must be nice to know that his work is still being appreciated by so many readers.
Yes, of course, but I don't really deal with the business side. I leave that to Alan's agent.
That would be Barry Wheeler. Actually, I just interviewed him. He's currently in the music business.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also Alan's best friend. Do you two keep in touch? Or?
We talk regularly. Like I said, he handles the business side. I think we should talk about her film.
Yes, of course, you're right. I'm Eddie Rodman, talking to Alice Wake and Serena Valdivia, and we'll be right back.
Oh, at least we didn't get, they didn't all burst in like last time when we came here. Oh, is that locked? Right, how are we getting in? Because they're getting out. Just waiting for the King Hillbilly to come back out as well, because you know we're going to have to fight one of them soon. Switch the lights on.
We're ready to look into the sky.
Right there, Doctor.
We're going up the other side of the hill this time by the looks of it. Yeah, completely blocked up that way. I'm guessing the little stairs around the side are probably going to be blocked as well. Just checking, because there's sort of like places like this that would be the place where they would hide a page. Yeah, it was so kind of them to open that gate for us, wasn't it? Oh look, the King Hillbilly arrives. Ooh, we almost got hit by that one. Oh, we're stuck against something. Yep, these hillbillies just having a doozy of a day. I love that film. Any more ammo? Right, quick reload because we only had about 7 ammo. Like 7 nails left. Ooh, a page. Grab that. I take it. Oh, I was about to say, we're not going up that way. What do we reckon these lights are going to go out as we approach them? Yeah. See, before Alan Wake passes out. Dodge. And reload. Oh, this is the splitty guy. At least he doesn't seem to be shrouded by darkness, the splitty guy, though, does he? Right, the entrance to the place is covered in darkness, but I just want to get a reload up first. Have that. Stuff in the back of the truck, if I remember, as well. Yeah, oh, we're backed out on flares, apparently. Right, how do we select the other one, then? Oh, there we go.
Come on in.
This is what you look like. Does that bother you? I bet it does. I'm not just wearing your face, you know. It goes a lot deeper than that. There's a lot of you and me. All the best parts. At first, I was just an idea. But they kept telling all those stories about you. You already had that rep. And then you disappeared mysteriously. And then, the stories about bad, crazy Alan Wake came true. And here I am. That's the best part, isn't it? When that happens, you can always count on Cauldron Lake. I'm just as real as you are. And I'm the improved version. No fears, no doubt, no weaknesses, no self-deception here. I don't let anything drag me down. I know you like I know myself. I know it bothers you that I'm like this, that I use your name, crawl my way into your life. But I only do it because I'm better at being you than you ever were.
It's one crazy guy, that Wake. Grab some more of this. I think there's like a full resupply just over here as well, isn't there?
You need to protect the telescope if you can't complete the signal.
I thought there'd be a boss fight here. I'm just muting it because music playing and all that. But there's lots of shotgun rounds going off. Ooh. Just get the back with a flare. Right, let's just reload while these two fellas come down the steps. Oh, where did he come from? Anyone else? More volunteers. Oh, flare. Alright, I'm just going to hold you until this music track finishes. It'll sound like it's...
But I wish these things would stop blatantly violating the laws of physics in my observatory. That's just rude. Are you all right?
I'll live.
I'm glad. I'll send the lift down to you. I remember our previous encounters very clearly now. But technically, if this really is a loop in time, we've never met before. I don't know why our awareness persists, but it's bloody fascinating.
No, almost didn't click the button before her dialogue started again there. But the subtitles were up for those few seconds. Right, is that all the... I think that's all the supplies from here for now. Elevator simulator.
Doctor?
You know, I know physicists who would give 15 years of their lives for a chance to experience something like this.
I'd imagine that being stalked by horrible axe murderers would curb their enthusiasm a little.
Clearly you've never met hardcore physicists.
I'm glad you're in such good spirits, but
The signal! Yes, it's completed.
finally. If all goes well, this should be the last time we go through the loop.
You know, I just realized that I don't have any memory of what happens after you leave. What does that mean?
I don't think it means anything. If everything goes well, you just keep going. I don't show up here like this again, no more bad guys. Things go back to normal.
Let's hope you're right. I'd love the opportunity to look into this in more detail.
Looks like you've accepted the situation.
I'm a pragmatist. If this is a delusion, at least my first psychotic episode is anything but boring. Really, Mr. Wake, at the end of the day, I'm a scientist. I love mysteries. I love not knowing. Whatever else this might be, it's absolutely fascinating. I wonder how far this reaches. Is everybody in the world experiencing this?
Who knows? I think reality's probably pretty fragile right now. Doctor,
I can see you're very enthusiastic about this. I'd appreciate a bit of discretion.
Are you suggesting that we should suppress this?
No. You can do what you like, but I want you to leave me out of it.
But surely, with the things you know, the things you've experienced, you can replicate any of these results. We could—
Let me be blunt. If you drag me into this, I'll deny everything. I'll lie like my life depended on it. And writers are damn good liars. Word of advice. This is things man was not meant to know territory. You get into this, chances are you'll open up a door into a world of hurt. Believe me, I know.
I see.
Crazy.
In a strange way, he feels at ease. He is armed with his own words, and when the time...
Oh. We've crashed to the desktop. Let's see. Alan Wake. Launch. The question is, where did they save? Save. Boss fight, right. I'm just going to press mute now, just to save myself a little bit of effort. Right. Next set of volunteers. Oh. Forgot I had the flag on. Right, where are the next ones? Nope. Forgot about that. Reload. Four rounds of ammunition left. 2 rounds. 1 round.
There, I have it. But I wish these things would stop blatantly violating the laws of physics in my observatory. That's just rude. Are you all right?
I'll live.
I'm glad. I'll send the lift down to you. I remember our previous encounters very clearly now. But technically, if this really is a loop in time, we've never met before. I don't know why our awareness persists, but it's bloody fascinating.
Is there like an option just to save now? Maybe.
Doctor?
You know, I know physicists who would give 15...
Just
If all goes well, this should be the last time we go through the loop.
You know, I just realized that I don't have any memory of what happens after you leave. What does that mean?
I don't think it means anything.
just try to
If
skip through the
everything goes
dialogue
well,
as quickly as
we just
possible
keep
because we
going.
just heard all this
I
2
don't
minutes
show up
ago.
here like this again. No more bad guys. Things go back to normal.
Let's hope you're right. I'd love the opportunity to look into this in more detail.
Looks like you've accepted the situation.
I'm a pragmatist. If this is a delusion, at least my first psychotic episode is anything but boring. Really, Mr. Wake, at the end of the day, I'm a scientist. I love mysteries. I love not knowing. Whatever
What a
else
boring
is
psychotic
absolutely
episode.
fascinating. I wonder how far this reaches. Is everybody in the world experiencing this?
Who knows? I think reality's probably pretty fragile right now. Doctor, I can see you're very enthusiastic about this. I'd appreciate a bit of discretion.
Are you suggesting that we should suppress this?
No, you can do what you like, but I want you to leave me out of it.
But surely, with the things you know, the things you've experienced, you can replicate any of these results. We could...
Let me be blunt. If you drag me into this, I'll deny everything. I'll lie like my life depended on it. And writers are damn good liars. Word of advice. This is things man was not meant to know territory. You get into this, chances are you'll open up a door into a world of hurt. Believe me, I know.
I see.
Fingers crossed. It's
In a
not a
strange
game-breaking
way,
bug.
he feels at ease. He is armed with his own words, and when the time comes, they will be enough, or they will not. For now, he's content to let the currents take him toward the final confrontation.
Ooh, loading screen. Because we love loading screens around here. Getting a bit tissue whilst this is I just insert the toilet roll into my face permanently.
Once more, we return to the drive-in. If he's aware of the absurdity of arming oneself with a few sentences and standing against a power that can pierce time itself, he doesn't show it. The man has his share of weaknesses, perhaps more, but cowardice is not among them.
So this time, instead of going to the drive-in theatre, he's actually done the useful thing and driven straight to the power station. So we'll hop in. Yep, we're fully loaded. Go and flick the switches. It's the Hillbilly King.
Plan, do you?
That's 7 rounds, I think, there it took. With the shotgun. Right, let's grab them. Got the nail gun ammo as well. Are we fully reloaded? Yeah. Put a few more in the shotgun. Check over here for pages that we might have missed. These tend to like glow and stand out a mile. Oh, we need health as well, so let's into the light. Oh, to split a guy. Flares. No choice. They get smaller every time they split though, don't they? Well, that didn't go very well, did it? 4 rounds of ammunition left. That sounds about right. Right, let's get in here and turn this on before more spawn in. Any more ammo lying around? No, is this place going to fill up with spiders, do you reckon, once we pull the switch? Grab that. Reload. That's usually just the middle switch, isn't it? Ooh, different. Is there something that, like a meter somewhere that tells us how much we've... Here we go. I think it was that green little flash or something must indicate which one you have to turn on each time you play through. Now this seems perfectly safe for a power station, doesn't it? Try and force them back a little bit. They constantly try to get behind you, don't they? Right, what's that? So now we have to enter the projection room, but before we do that, I want to go up to find the oh, what's her name? The woman in the little office thing there. Plus, there's a radio up there, so we'll want to listen to the last broadcast anyway. Well, I should say, assuming that the game actually lets us do that anyway. Oh, here it is. Alan Wake's out of breath again. Run. I think there's some more ammo over here that we didn't pick up before. Oh, it's nail gun ammo. Oh, here they come. That Mr. Scratch going to appear above us again.
You're never getting out of this, Wake. Never! Don't worry. I'll take care of your wife and your life.
Right, I'm back to muted again. Because this is definitely copyrighted music that's playing now. Oh, that was close. Shoot that one. There we go. As soon as combat closed, the music stopped. Should have maybe edited the game files or something, shouldn't I? Just replace the audio files in the actual game itself.
I don't know what you think you're doing, but I'll send you right back to the beginning.
What page? You go grab that. How about for ammunition? 8 in the gun and 10 more. 10 more left. So we're gonna. Nope.
What? You think whatever it is you're gonna do is gonna make a difference? This'll end up just like before!
Now there's a. Oh, hang on. Did we reload? Yeah, we reloaded this as well. should be a telly in here for us to listen to.
I've been around for a while now, you know? Well, you've been indisposed, stuck in the darkness. I've been busy. I operate in the shadows, not always literally, you understand? I'm a little more resilient than those I've taken, but I do my best work in the dark. And there's so much darkness out there. It goes deep. And the things that live in it are vast, big bastards. They don't mind getting a little bit of elbow room. All that chaos and madness, it doesn't really do that much down there. It's like pouring a glass of water into the ocean, right? But up here, yeah, you can really make an impact. All they need is someone to bring them all the way through. But first, I had to take care of you. You party pooper. You're stuck in an eternal cycle now. The sun's never coming up for you. Everything else? Do my thing. Getting a bit of quality time with Alice. That's a little something for me. And I deserve it.
There we go. I don't think we found all of the screens, though, throughout the game. Because I'm sure that would have been an achievement if we had. I'm hoping that we can go up to the place up the top. And it's not blocked off. Shall find out, assuming that Wake doesn't have like a heart attack as he runs up here. Oh, there she is. Catch your breath, Wake. Let's get the flares.
Oh, hey.
I'm hoping I can put an end to this now.
You'd better. I really don't want that to happen to me again. It's like somebody vomited in my brain, like a sleazy movie that keeps looping in my head.
I'll stop this, I swear.
You know the part that's really screwed up? If you mess it up, it'll just keep happening forever, right? I don't think I can deal with that.
Don't think about that.
I don't think of anything but.
Hey, afterwards, when all this is done, look me up. This thing, I can probably help you deal with it.
I don't know. It's almost like I'm not even in the same world anymore. Everything's just weird now.
Yeah, I know. A lot of that'll pass with time. But being touched by the darkness, it's rough on you. It's a lot to process. And I just don't want you to get completely screwed up by this.
Might be a little late for that, to be honest.
Yeah, well, there's degrees. At least you're not at a point where you go around picking fights with people over not changing their light bulbs often enough.
What?
Never mind. All I'm saying is, you're not alone with this. And anyway, you're friends with Alice, so, you know, any friend of hers.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's all the dialogue lines. There was the radio in here. It's not a light switch in here as well. Ah, there it is.
Hello, folks, and welcome to the third part of our pre-recorded interview with Serena Valdivia and renowned photographer Alice Wake. So, tell me about the film.
It's called Sunrise, and it really wasn't something I ever thought of as an actual film. It was just footage, things I saw and happened to shoot. It's not a medium I'm very much at home with. You shouldn't put yourself down. You've got a great eye. Maybe, but experience is another thing.
Because you're primarily a still photographer.
Yes, exactly. So I'm really used to thinking of the world in terms of snapshots. I frame something and try to pick the right moment, and then reveal that moment to people. Moving images are a different story. I'm still learning a lot about it, to be honest.
So, this is a new thing for you?
Or maybe I'm just a slow learner. But showing it like this is definitely a new step for me. It's a little weird taking something this intimate and showing it to everybody. Not that the material itself is somehow shocking. It's just that those were private moments.
But that's why it works, because it feels genuine. It's not so much a story as it is a sort of an echo, showing us how you saw your husband at the time. It's not really about the sunrise itself or Alan watching it. It's about you two together.
I suppose. It's funny, looking at it now, especially now that it's been edited like that. It takes on a life of its own, almost. It's a kind of a fantasy.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, you're right. I'm glad you talked me into it.
Where's his eyes? Are they not rendered in? Right, here we go. Go and take out those 3 pillars now. And we can get in. And that will complete the game and complete the story. Is it 4 fountains? I'm just looking at the radar in the top corner there. Oh, still, I thought I'd taken them out of them all. There we go. I shouldn't have really set this flare off just yet, should I? Right, that took care of those ones. There's still one at the back. Just burn the darkness straight off them with the flare. I was aiming for that. There we go. Right, which side was the door on? I think it was on this other side, wasn't it? I know I don't need any, but you know. Grab the ammo anyway.
Again, the champion of light enters the final trap. The new reality is almost here. All he needs to do is change the details of the scene, push it past the breaking point, and the rest will snap into place.
So, it was late at night. Summer was almost over. There was a film noir poster visible. Spotlight was on the red extinguisher, and the final piece in the puzzle, Alice's film, was in the projector. We're going to play Flappy Rooster instead. Right, anyway. So. One of them. Oops. You got to press it twice, haven't you? Yep, Chrissy's favourite game to play with. Right, the calendar was on this wall. And then there's the clock to change. Alice's film was in the projector. So, once I click on this one, that's it, the game concludes. We'll have finished Alan Wake's story. And my fingers will be poised over the mute button, unfortunately, because you know there's going to be Actually, where do we click? Where do we click for the projector? I'm just waiting for the icon. It may take longer than what I thought. Maybe just got to find the film, maybe. Maybe it's on a rack somewhere. This is a technical issue. Unless it's down here. No. Because it's use on that is what's what I keep seeing flash up there. Should definitely be one of these we have to click on, surely. Alright, let's just move around them slowly until the little red button appears. That'll be one of these that we click on. Ah, it's over here. Okay, so the blank spot here you can see, this should complete the game.
Oh, come on, buddy. Why don't you... What? What is this? No! No! You can't do this! All I did was take the things you always wanted and never had the balls to go for. It's my turn now. It's my life. It's my life.
Alan? Is it really you?
It's really me.
How? I love you.
I love you.
A woman, a man, two lovers, held apart for far too long, enveloped in the light of a glorious dawn. They both feel it. He's home at last. Are these actual events, or merely a dream? A memory, or a glimpse of what is to come? One thing is certain. This scene takes place in another time and another place, far, far away from Night Springs.
So there we go. that's the conclusion of Alan Wake, and it appeared that I muted it just in time for the copyrighted music to come on. But yeah, that now concludes all of Alan Wake's story. You just now have to read the novelization. Yeah, I know it's only probably been like a year since I last read it, but I'm tempted just to read it again anyway. At the minute, I'm trying to choose a new book to read anyway, so maybe I'll just read Alan Wake again. But I hope you enjoyed that one and the complete series as well, which is available also. Will be available in its entirety from tomorrow. I think we saw like a brief, tiny glimpse of Barry in one of the little cutscene bits. Was he not like sleeping with the telly on or something like that? We heard him though. We didn't see his amazing Christmas jacket though. But I've enjoyed playing through these ones. They're, I mean, Alan Wake is right up there with in like my top games with Mass Effect and Simon the Sorcerers. But we will return to this game at some stage in the future. Oh. Should my lungs survive? We will return to Alan Wake, as I said, at some point in the future, because we will do some kind of marathon session. I mean, I don't know if I would complete it all in one sitting, but we could if I had an entire day. Do like a 12-hour stream, complete Alan Wake, all the DLCs, the specials, and American Nightmare. See if we can do it in one long sitting, assuming the game doesn't crash. But it's not over tonight, though. Once the credits have finished rolling, we'll exit the game for a minute, and we'll reload it, and we will explore a little bit in the camera-free environment. Because, like the first game, originally the original game was supposed to be an open world game, but during the development process they changed it to being a episodic, because they were worried that people could just like go to the areas that they weren't really supposed to go to yet and things like that. And also there was other disasters during production of Alan Wake as well, because it was years in development and they didn't really have much of an assembled game. It's all that sort of like crunch time sort of thing, isn't it, that you hear of all the game industry. But like that one was constructed as one massive open world, and then just the areas were like zoned off for each episode. This one here, the 3 zones that we travel to are also in one large open arena, and we'll have a little bit of free fly across there in a few minutes once the credits have rolled. We will have to load it for each section, because obviously each time the region loads depending on which one of the subsections you're in, whether or not you're at the gas station or the observatory. The extra structures for each of those zones are not loaded in with it. It just saves on resources on the computer. So we will reload it a couple of times. However, we will do the observatory last, because during my free roam with the observatory loaded, the game crashed the desktop multiple times due to the camera going too high, which is, I think, is pretty much what happened to us in the middle of the game there where it crashed, because the camera was like arcing around and it's just gone slightly too high and it crashed the desktop, because there's something weird about that. Maybe it's just like build limit. Maybe it's that observatory, is it like the game's build limit to save on memory? Maybe they limited the floor and the ceiling of the world, because this game had to be compressed the way it was, because it was limited in storage space.
No. Ow.
But yeah, as I said, because this was originally an Xbox arcade title, back then there was a limited memory allowance that the games were allowed. So that's why it, you know, they had to compress everything the way they did, basically. Alright, let's, I tell you what. Oh, where's those buttons? I haven't pressed these buttons for ages. I think it's this one. I don't know, I haven't pressed it for it. Hopefully this will be ample time for me to relaunch the game. Thank you for joining me today. If you are enjoying our journey and would like to see more, then please rate, comment, favourite and subscribe in whichever manner your chosen platform allows. If you are joining us on Twitch, Mixer or YouTube, where we have loads more for you to watch, from our live streams to all our episodes across our various series. You can also drop by and say hi over on Discord, where we chat about everything from Minecraft to books and movies to tabletop games. But most importantly, thank you very much for watching and have a lovely day. Apparently not. Right, give it a second. We'll go to story. We will replay scene. Doesn't matter about the difficulty, and we'll just click on the mechanic.
The man has been brutally spat out from the darkness that surrounds the shores of our reality. He has come to fight a decisive battle in Night Springs.
So here we go. Now in free camera mode. This is where we start off. And I just zoom back out. There you go. You can see the petrol station. There's the diner. There's the little bit where we have the the train tracks that we go off to. There's that bit on either side. You can see up there the observatory. I tell you what, we will. Hopefully this won't crash out to the desktop. But you see what I mean? Right, the textures aren't loaded to save. Obviously, a save memory. So there's the mountain, and then somewhere beneath it is. It's a bit difficult to see because of all the fog. Is this where the power station is? No. This is where the actual cinema is. And then down here is the power station. But we'll explore. Actually, I'll zoom out a little bit so you can get a sense of the size of the arena. Oh, look at the sky. Yeah, you get a sense of the square that occupies this arena. We'll just warp speed down to here. Here's the road. So we'll start off with the diner, I suppose, since we've landed here. Have a little rummage around. See all the details in the magazines that we didn't get to see before. Really get a close-up on the magazine covers as well. Oh, hang on, my nose is going again. Oh, right. Try that again. So that's Modern Magazine, Fish and Man. But we're looking for, the real magazine, it's That Old Chair, isn't that what it's called? Sink here, that just goes out to the bins. Apparently there's vacancies at this hotel. See, we'll get a closer look at the rooms as well. See the ones that have like textures in, which ones don't. So it doesn't look like this room here is loaded yet. If we were to progress through the game, that would the textures would pop in for that one. So, will she be loaded? Can we get a close-up of her face? Creepy X-rays. Oh dear, I just noticed that music was playing there. Yeah, it'll probably get deleted. There, well, we've explored that a little bit there. That's the music that plays when the satellite comes down. Fingers crossed I might have been talking over it enough. So here's a little shack there. Anything else up here? How far does the power lines go? Power lines and the tracks go to here. Let's see, the cave. The cave is just here, isn't it? Can we pop out of that? Yeah. So it's like there's an odd structure beneath the ground where they've like copy and pasted materials. That's where the spiders come out. Anything else of interest down here? Right, let's mute the game audio for a second and have a little last look in here before we move on to the next region. Should I do something like this for the stream borders or something like that? Have like an old TV set look. There's lots of things descending into the ground beneath there, isn't there? That creepy. Let's have a look at the car. Can we see what sort of details have we got in the car here? Anything in the boot? Oh, there is an actual boot. I said this room here we can't see in though, because that's where the body is. And it's the only one that we can enter which doesn't have like slats that you can see through. Right, so what have we got to have a little look at here next? We'll have a look at this section here. We've looked at the diner. We'll have a look around the vehicles here. Do these have cabins? A little bit of cabins. I suppose as you're running around here, you could probably angle the camera up and possibly see inside of them. Right, let's have a look at the oil field next. I'm guessing nothing in here? Yeah, just an empty cabin. Nothing much else down here. Let's just go down. Is there anything beneath? No, nothing beneath this bit. What's that? So I wonder actually, let's see if I can approximate it. So, it comes through at this kind of angle. I wonder if the satellite is up here. Like its model might be waiting. Yeah. Right, this is as far as we go, and then we're going to change regions. Assuming it doesn't quit back to desktop. Ooh. I would like that for your desktop background. It's all going weird and trippy. I think this way is down. Oh. And we're back to the desktop. Right, I'll relaunch the game. Hang on a second. We're sure know something like that was going to happen. Right, but this time, since we're out of it, we will now go, I said, because we're not doing this in order. So we will replay scene. And we will go to the third section. Because I know that the observatory, we're guaranteed to crash when we get there.
Once the site of lurid celluloid fantasies, it's now the site of an art exhibition. And yet, it's the search for closure rather than culture that brings the champion of light here.
Here we go. Oh, look, there was a page behind us. Here we go. Here's a selection of the movies that are on. Like Just Desserts, A Cannibal's Tale. What we got over here then? A little town. Just low textured buildings in the background. And that's the same. The same over here on this side. 12th Annual Film Festival. Now, what have we got on here? Ticket prices. We'll try and see if we can find a copy of this. Maybe it's in the light. That old chair. I'd have to see what these look like in like the high resolution ones that they would have had before they compressed all the textures. We got here. Does it buy a new ticket? Trying to make out like what the... Because you never really actually meant to like go over these signs. You're supposed to like just fly past them. Alright, let's go and have a look and see. Is she in here? No. Right, we're going to need to trigger her then. So that we can get like a zoom up of her face. We'll do that in a second. What's that? Fish and Man. There's normally plenty copies of the in that old chair magazine. Right, what I'm going to do is just zoom back to Wake. And we'll trigger this. There we go. Creepily glitching through her face. It's like a horror film, isn't it? Ooh, what does that do? Camera scaling. Yeah, I have no idea what that... Ooh. Everything's gone weird. Didn't know what that button did, but I don't think it was good. Okay, let's just keep going. I'll investigate what that does later. So there's nothing in this room here. There's a little observatory sort of area. Be very careful as I move the... I'm like just moving like a tiniest degree of the controls so that we don't end up going like zooming off. So here's the projector booth. Flappy Rooster. What else we got over here? Oh, it's that point that we didn't go with this one on the first run through. We never walked over here. Anything else back here? No, we had a look at that one there. So here's the power station. Anything in any of these rooms? No. Nothing else here. Try to see if I can get the flashes of a page anywhere. May have missed. Anything under this region? Sometimes you find like, because obviously Mr. Scratch comes in here. Sometimes you can like find the models of the characters like directly below where they're going to pop in from. But it looks like there's some kind of like weird structure underneath here. So we can fly into? No, it doesn't look like it. Right, let's zoom back out. Oh, I'm really flying across here. I don't know what I've done with the sensitivity after pressing that button by mistake. Do any of the other buttons do anything? Ah. Alright, that's a little bit better. Right, here we go. Yeah, so this is the third area. See the crazy wife down here. One thing I will just before we, because this probably crashed us back to the desktop anyway. If we go over the other side of the hill, where the gas station is, you see, obviously these buildings haven't been loaded to preserve memory, because the textures and what have you probably aren't necessary. But this road that goes up to the top there does actually go to the top there. So I wonder, at some stage they may have considered doing a longer cutscene, maybe. But due to like the memory constraints of Xbox Arcade, couldn't do it. And this is where the parking lot is. Right, we will now. Hopefully this doesn't go back to the desktop. Story mode, replay scene, normal. The scientist. I funny feel we might have to complete a section of this level.
An observatory. A place for a man to witness the magnificence of the universe. But such insights are not what the champion of light is looking for. He has come to find a weapon.
Here he comes. That's one thing that we haven't, I suppose, looked at yet. We haven't looked at the fella himself. Creepy eyes. Yeah, I'd love to see something in this world again, but definitely in like with next gen graphics. Right, let's start zooming around. So our first room. Oh, this is nice and light in here. What we got? Postcards. A Fish and Man magazine. No chair magazines here. So anything inside of here? No, just an empty room. See, nothing in this building. I don't think you actually go in here. I think you go around the back briefly on one of the loops. I think the second loop you come around the back. I think that's where the car's parked. Now I've got to be super careful that I don't go too high here, because that will cause the game to go back to the desktop, so I have to try my best to follow the roads around as we zoom around here. Junk in the back of the car. Nice and slowly go down here, slow down a bit. So nothing inside of these ones. Right, let's carefully go up. Here's the truck that we get the supplies from. Can we see much of the cabin? Oh, no, but oh, they even went down to the detail of the pedals and the gear stick. Alright, let's head on in there. Might have to do the bit to get up here. So lights aren't on in here yet. Yeah, we can see all the structure there. TV. I don't think she's going to be loaded. Actually, the entire array isn't even loaded. So I doubt she will be. Well, actually, let's have a close-up of one of these lockers. These little supply lockers. See if there's anything amusing written on any of the boxes. Yeah, there's nothing loaded up here. Shall we actually go to the Act 3 version? Because that boss fight was only like... It was really, really quick to beat, wasn't it? Story mode, replay scene, normal, complete, Act 3 complete. It shouldn't take us very long just to run up that hill. Complete that boss fight, then we can have a look at that room, the final area there.
Returning to the observatory for what he hopes is the final time, the man feels anticipation and dread in equal measure. Soon, he knows he will have what he needs.
I imagine we'll just have the default equipment, so we probably won't even have the nail gun. No, just a pistol.
I was expecting you. I've already taken care of the imaging array, but you should still look into securing the primary cooler slope. With some luck, you may be able to light the area before the show up.
Grab all this. No flares. Oh, bugger. Forgot if I click that button, we fly out of ourselves. Open the gates.
Very good. I believe we're ready to look into the sky.
Right there, Doctor.
That's this bit all quickly locked off again. Oh, we're not going to have the flare gun, are we? That's what made the second run through of that battle really easy, didn't it? Wasn't it? Hopefully we'll get to the door before Alan Wake has a heart attack. Come on. Just. Back. Not good. Right, reload. Pick up some of that. I'll tell you, we'll just keep the gun that we've got. Then we have one flare. So when we did this before, we had absolutely tons of equipment. We even had flashbangs that we never used.
Come on in.
Right, hang on. Oh good, actually it's just loaded. Stare into her face. Well, it looked like for a second that was like brain matter. It's a hair on the back. Wearing a party dress. Have a look now. This room's all lit up. We can take a look at things like the posters. Brain matter sounds more fun. We'll run across the consoles. Printer. Anything else on the displays? Same again with the Chair magazine. Anything over here? Mount Redtooth Observatory. Ooh. Take a little look on here. Anything inside of the telescope? Nope. Well, I think that pretty much concludes everything that we can have a little look at. See here, I can zoom around the outside. You can see the whole region. Let's see if there's anything underneath that could possibly pop up. No. But yeah, that so that concludes our Alan Wake adventure. I said we will return for like a marathon session. You're kind of like what we did with Firewatch, Simon the Sorcerer. You know, we'll come back and do like some extended sort of play sessions. It'd be fun to try and do it in one sitting. Can we do everything Alan Wake in 12 hours? I'm just thinking of the YouTube maximum video length. But yeah, that concludes Night Springs. So, what I'll do now is I will safely exit the game and we will go and see where is Chrissy going to get his bonus eggs from. Gotta wait for the screen resolution to all reset itself now again. There we go. Yep, bonus egg time. Right, let's click on that there. Click on that there. Click on this. Right, who is online today? Oh, not much choice today. You have either Yogscast playing something called Twitch Plays, and I can't really tell what they're doing on the thing. Or you have Anita just chatting. So where would you like to get your bonus eggs from tonight? Let's see as well. Just going to fire up Discord. What do I have on the thingamajig for tomorrow? Oh, we're playing House Flippers tomorrow. So we get to see what sort of damage people have done to the houses. See how many of them we can get through, and how far we can level our character. Maybe see if we can maybe do something in the house as well, because we knocked down a few walls, if I remember rightly, last time. But you want to go over to Anita's? Right, well, we'll fire it up for that one. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this series. I know I have, like I said, but while the credits were rolling, it's right up there with for the top games with Mass Effect, Simon the Sorcerer's, Broken Sword as well. Broken Sword on Wednesday as well. We continue. In Budapest, that's where we finished off one, wasn't it? So yeah, so we'll see how far we'll get from that. I still have no idea how long that story is. I assume that we're going to encounter Nico at some point as well. And I wonder what her reaction is going to be to him having a new bouncy friend. But anyway, I'll find this one up here, assuming that it hasn't expired already. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you for joining me today. If you are enjoying our journey and would like to see more, then please rate, comment, favourite and subscribe in whichever manner your chosen platform allows. If you are joining us on Twitch, Mixer or YouTube, where we have loads more for you to watch, from our live streams to all our episodes across our various series. You can also drop by and say hi over on Discord, where we chat about everything from Minecraft to books and movies to tabletop games. But most importantly, thank you very much for watching and have a lovely day.